Good afternoon all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So last lecture we have seen what is subalgebra and direct product. So just one point is remaining from this, and that is homomorphism. So now we have to see what is the definition of homomorphism. So before that, again, what is the use of direct product? So what use we have seen with respect to lattice? What is use of direct product with respect to lattice? Why this term is introduced? With example we have seen what is need of direct product. Have you remembered? So in the lattice, we have seen direct product of lattice is used to form bigger lattices from smaller ones. So same use we are going to use here. The direct product of Boolean algebra enable us to generate a new Boolean algebras. Okay, so here we can generate b square, b cube. So how we can generate b square? If we have Boolean algebra b, then it is possible to generate b square from it as b into b. That is b direct product b. This gives us b square. Again, we can form b cube as b direct product b direct product b. So from this we can say that we can form larger Boolean algebras from smaller ones, and this is the use of direct product. Okay. So now we have to see the next definition, and that is Boolean homomorphism. So before this we have seen many kind of homomorphisms with respect to semi-group, monoid, group, lattices, and now we are going to see this term with respect to Boolean algebra. So let B star XOR complement 0 1. This is one of the Boolean algebras. And second one is P intersection union, then dash alpha beta B, two Boolean algebras. So here two Boolean algebras are given. A mapping F is from B to P is called as Boolean homomorphism if for all the operations of Boolean algebra are preserved, that is, for any AB belongs to B, if you consider any two elements A and B, those belongs to B, then f of A star B, this is equals to f of A intersection f of B, then f of A XOR B, this is equals to f of A union f of B, and f of A complement, this is equals to f of A bar, then f of 0 is equals to alpha, and f of 1 is equals to beta. So this is the definition of Boolean homomorphism. So how we have defined it? For that purpose, we have taken two Boolean algebras. So this one is B, this one is P, two sets are there. Then on the first set, we have defined operations star, XOR, complement. And on second set, we have defined operations, intersection, union, and this bar, that is complement operation. So here we can say that this star operation is associated with intersection, XOR operation is associated with union, and this complement operation is associated with this bar operation. Again, 0 and 1, these are the least and greatest element for this B, and alpha and beta, these are least and greatest element for P. Now we have to define homomorphism. So again we have seen, in order to define homomorphism, we have to apply one function. So here we have taken that function f, and that is mapping from set B to set P. So how we can define this homomorphism? For that purpose, we have considered two elements A and B. Those belongs to set B. So if you want to apply this function f on A and B with respect to this operation star, then we can write f of A star B. Now we want to apply this function separately on A and B. So for that purpose, we have to consider operation which is associated with star but in second set. So here intersection is associated with this star operation. So whenever we are going to apply this function f separately on A and B, we have to consider similar operation from second Boolean algebra. And here for this star operation, similar operation is intersection operation. That's why f of A intersection f of B. Have we understood how we have written this one? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Repeat, ma'am.
So now we have to apply next operation, and that is XOR operation. So f of A XOR B. So again we have to consider which one is a similar operation for this XOR but in second algebra, and that is union operation. So now we can apply this function f separately on A and B as f of A union f of B. Now third operation is complement operation. So f of A complement, that is equals to f of A bar, because for this complement operation similar operation is bar operation in second Boolean algebra. Then f of 0, that is equals to alpha, and f of 1, that is equals to beta. In this way we can define Boolean homomorphism. Have we understood this definition? Yes, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now we are going to move towards the next point, and that is Boolean expressions. Okay. So I think this is the second last point of this chapter. After this Boolean expression, just one point is remaining, and that is Boolean functions. So first of all, we are going to deal with this point, that is Boolean expression. This is quite lengthy and quite tough point, but many times they have asked questions based on it for 8 marks. So this point is very, very important. So you have to pay attention and listen carefully. So first of all, we will see what is a Boolean expression. So a Boolean expression or formula, just a minute. So we have to see what is Boolean expression. A Boolean expression or formula in n variables, that is x1, x2 up to xn, is any finite string of symbols formed in following manner. So what is Boolean expression? They have given here 0 and 1 are Boolean expressions. Then x1, x2 up to xn are Boolean expressions. If alpha 1 and alpha 2 are Boolean expressions, then alpha 1 star alpha 2, alpha 1 XOR alpha 2 are also Boolean expressions. If alpha is a Boolean expression, then alpha complement is also a Boolean expression. And last one, no strings of symbols except those formed in accordance with rules 1 to 4 are Boolean expressions. So I think in unit number 1, we have defined rules for well-formed formulas. So similar kind of rules they have defined here for Boolean expressions. So what can be Boolean expression? 0 and 1, these are the Boolean expressions. x1, x2 up to xn, all these are Boolean expressions. If alpha 1 and alpha 2, these are Boolean expressions, then alpha 1 star alpha 2, alpha 1 XOR alpha 2 are also Boolean expressions. So why we have taken these operations? Because these are the operations we have defined on Boolean algebra. That's why these are also Boolean expressions. And if alpha is a Boolean expression, then alpha's complement is also a Boolean expression. And the string which is formed according to rule 1, 2, 3, 4, those are also Boolean expressions. So this is the definition for Boolean expression. So now here they have given some examples how to represent Boolean expression. So Boolean expression of three variables x1, x2, x3 are given here. So x1, this is Boolean expression. So like we can say x2 is the Boolean expression, x3 is Boolean expression. Again x1 XOR x2, x1 star x2, x1 star x3. Likewise, we can define any number of Boolean expressions from these three variables x1, x2, x3, and we can take help of three operations, that is star operation, XOR operation, and complement operation. So this is Boolean expression. Have you understood this term, Boolean expression?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, which one is the next point? That is very, very important, and that is called as sum of product canonical form. Right. So we have to see what is this sum of product. Every Boolean expression except 0 expressed in an equivalent form consisting of sum of minterms. Such an equivalent form is called as sum of product canonical form. So this is also called as PDNF. Okay. So sum of product canonical form. So here you have to remember the term minterm is associated with sum of product. Just a minute, I will show you how to define this minterm or what is meaning of minterm. Okay. So here question is given as find the minterm of x and y. Okay. So what is meaning of this minterm? Number of terms. Any number of terms, those are connected by this star operation. That is called as minterm. So star operation is associated with minterm and minterm is associated with sum of product. Okay. So you have to remember this one. star operation is associated with minterm and minterm is associated with sum of product. So here in the first question they have given two variables, that is x and y. So from these two variables, how many minterms can be generated? 2 raised to 2, that is equals to 4. So how to represent these four minterms? First minterm we can consider x star y. Okay. So again here x and y are connected by this star operation. This is one of the minterms. Second one x complement star y. Third one x star y's complement. And last one x complement star y's complement. So there are maximum possible four minterms are if there are two variables, that is x and y. So what is the formula? 2 raised to n, and n is the number of variables given. So here number of variables given are 2. That's why 2 raised to 2, that is equals to 2. So likewise we can define minterms. So just remember, if variables are connected by this star operation, then that is called as minterm. Now in this second point they have asked find the minterms if there are three variables x, y, z. So can you tell me how to find the number of minterms, maximum number of minterms here?
2 raised to n. 2 raised to 3.
Is 2 raised to 3, and that is equals to 8. So again, how we can represent it? Those 8 minterms, that is x star y star z. This is the first one. Again, x star y star z complement. Then x star y complement z. Then x complement y star z. Then x star y complement star z complement. Again x complement star y star z complement. Then x complement star y complement star z. And last one x complement star y complement star z complement. So likewise we can define the minterms. So have we understood what is meaning of minterm?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, what is the sum of product canonical form? The formula which is expressed in an equivalent form consists of sum of minterms. So why this one is called as sum of minterms? Because look at this example here. This one is the first term. Okay, so this is called as minterm because all the variables are connected by star operation. Look at this second term. This is also called as minterm because all the variables are connected by star operation. Now we are going to take sum. That's why we have used here XOR operation. So we can say that this is sum of product form. Okay, so sum is there outside the bracket and inside the bracket product is there. That's why sum of product. So this is sum of product canonical form. Now we are going to see how to solve examples based on it. So check here. What question they have asked? Write the following Boolean expressions in an equivalent sum of product canonical form in three variables x1, x2 and x3. Okay. So they have clearly mentioned here we have to write or we have to express the given Boolean expression into sum of product canonical form, and that should consist of three variables x1, x2 and x3. Okay. So first one they have given as x1 star x2. Okay. So that we have taken here x1 star x2. Now in the question itself, they have clearly mentioned that it should consist of three variables, x1, x2 and x3. But look at this question number A. Here only two terms are there, x1 and x2. So which one is missing? So for this, x3 is missing. That's why we have to add that term x3 by ourselves. That's why x1 star x2 star. Now this is one more term that we are going to add, and that is x3 xor x3 complement. So why we have taken this term? Because it is requires that every term should consist of three variables, x1, x2 and x3. That's why we have added this term. Now look at this term. Can you tell me whether this term will affect our original formula, x1 star x2? या टर्मचा काही इफेक्ट होणार आहे का? नो. Why?
No.
Why? Because what we have written, x3 xor x3 complement means what? Suppose value of x3 is 1. Okay. So 1 xor 0. Answer for this one is 1. Again x1 star x2 star 1 means what? Again this star operation just like a multiplication. So again it will give you x1 star x2 only. So this term will not affect this original formula. That's why we can add it. Now we have to apply distributive law. So apply here x1 star x2 star x3. This is the first term. XOR x1 star x2 star x3 complement. Okay. Now for this sum of product canonical form, if that variable is given in its original form. Original form means what? Without complement. Then you have to write there 1. If complement of variable is given, then you have to consider its value as 0. So all the time you have to apply same rule. Now consider here x1 that is in its original form. So we have to write here 1. Again x2 is in original form. So again we will assign value as 1. x3 again it is in original form. So we have to assign value as 1. So for this first term we have assigned values as 1, 1, 1. Okay. Now XOR. Now assign the values for second term. So again for x1 1, for x2 it is 1, and for x3 complement it is 0 because complement of that variable is given. That's why we have to assign value as 0. So for the first term we got values as 1, 1, 1, and for second term we got values as 1, 1, 0. And again all the time you have to check for sequence x1, x2, x3. This sequence must be followed. Suppose there is one term x2, x3, x1. So at that time you have to convert this one into x1, x2, x3. So all the time you have to consider this sequence. Now check here for the first term this sequence is correct. For second term again this sequence is correct. So for this first term we got values as 111. Now convert this one into decimal number. These values are in binary format. So we have to convert it into decimal format. So 111 means what? 7. And 110 means what? 6. So those are written here. And again these two are min terms. That's why mean 6 XOR mean 7. Because mean is for min term. Now we can represent this one as last answer as XOR 6, 7. And all the time we have to keep in mind that this sequence must be in ascending order. You can't write like XOR 7, 6. That is not correct. So here you have to arrange these numbers in ascending order as XOR 6, 7. So this is the correct answer for given question. Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Repeat, ma'am.
Okay. Because surely you will get question on this for 8 marks. प्रत्येक क्वेश्चन पेपर मध्ये ह्याच्यावर एक तर क्वेश्चन विचारलं एक तर पीसीएनएफ असेल किंवा पीडीएनएफ. पीसीएनएफ म्हणजे काय? प्रोडक्ट ऑफ सम अँड पीडीएनएफ मीन्स व्हॉट? सम ऑफ प्रोडक्ट जे आता आपण बघतोय. सो हियर सम ऑफ प्रोडक्ट मीन्स व्हॉट? पीडीएनएफ. See here in this question they have given one formula or one expression and we have to express this one into another form that should be equivalent to sum of product canonical form. The sum of product आहे म्हणजे काय? It should consist of minterms. We have already seen what is mean of minterm. So it should consist of minterms and every minterm should consist of 3 variables x1, x2 and x3. Okay, so here in the first question they have given x1 star x2. So this is Boolean expression and they have to transform this one into sum of product canonical form. So first of all we have to think which one is missing variable here in this expression. So x1 and x2 is there but x3 is not there. That's why we have to add it by ourselves. So x1 star x2 star x3 XOR x3 complement. So new term we have added as x3 XOR x3 complement. Again its effect is null because value for x3 is 1, then XOR value for x3 complement it is 0. Again 1 XOR 0 value is 1 and x1 star x2 star 1. So again you will get value as x1 star x2 only. That's why we can directly add this term. Now we have to apply distributive law. So x1 star x2 star x3, this is our first term. Then XOR operation. Again second term is x1 star x2 star x3 complement. Okay, that we have written here. Now check here. This is sum of product. Two products are there and we are going to add it. That's why sum of product. Now we can say that is whatever answer we got that is correct. Now we have to transform this one in terms of minterm. Minterm मध्ये ते लिहायचे answer. मग कसं लिहिणार आहे? So first of all we have to convert this one into binary format. So for that purpose we have to write 1 if that variable is in its original format and we have to write there 0 if complement of variable is given. Jar the variable original असेल like x1, x2, x3 then we have to write 1 and if complement of that variable is given like x1 complement, x2 complement, x3 complement, at that time we have to consider its value as 0. Now consider first term x1, x2, x3 means what? All the variables are in their original form. That's why we can assign values as 1, 1, 1. Triple 1 is there. Now for this second term x1, x2 is for this both variables we can assign value as 1, 1. And for x3 complement is here. That's why we have to assign its value as 0. So value for this second term is 1, 1, 0. Okay. So this is the binary conversion. Up till now, have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we have to convert this binary format into decimal format. So 111 means what? 7, and 110 means what? 6. So this is the decimal numbers for this binary conversion. Now all the time we have to arrange these min terms in ascending order. That's why min term of 6 will come first, then XOR operation, min term of 7. So again, we can represent or we can minimize this representation as XOR 6, 7. So this is the final answer. If you solve this question up to this step, then you will get full marks. Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, second question they have given as x1 XOR x2. Okay. So here operation XOR is there. That's what we want to find sum of product canonical form. Now here sum is there, but before sum x1 is there, after sum x2 is there. So we have to consider this x1 and x2 as a separate terms. And for this first term x1, we have to add two terms x2 and x3. And for this x2, we have to add two more terms, that is x1 and x3. इथे समजलं का? सम ऑफ प्रोडक्ट पाहिजे. आता इथे सम तर आहे, पण त्याच्या आधी कुठली टर्म आहे? x1 आहे. तर x1 ही एकच टर्म आहे. त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला अजून दोन व्हेरिएबल ऍड करायचे. कुठले? मिसिंग व्हेरिएबल्स. So for this x1, x2 and x3 are missing. So we have to add it. And for this x2, x1 and x3 are missing. Again we have to add it. So all the time you have to first consider missing variables. So consider first term, that is x1. So for this x1, two variables are missing, x2 and x3. So out of these two variables, first variable we are going to add, and that is x2. So how we can add it? x1 star x2 XOR x2 complement. Again, effect of this term is nothing. That's why we can add it. XOR. Now second term is x2. So again, for this variable x2, two variables are missing, x1 and x3. So out of these two variables, we can add one at a time. So here I have considered x1 as that variable, missing variable. So x1 XOR x1 complement. Again, this term has no effect on x2. Now, in the second term, second step, we have to apply distributive law. How? x1 star x2, this is the first term, XOR x1 star x2 complement. This is second term. Again, XOR x2 star x1, that we have written here, XOR x2 star x1 complement, and that is written over here. Now check here whether there is any repeating step. Yes, repeating term is there, and that is x1 star x2. That is here, and that is here also. That's why we are going to consider this term at only once, x1 star x2. XOR x1 star x2 complement, and third one x1 complement star x2. Again, check here. All the time we have to check your sequence of variables must be as x1, x2, x3. That's why I have arranged all these terms in same format. Now, again we have to check which one is missing term for each and every bracket. Because in the question they have asked there are three variables x1, x2 and x3. So for each and every bracket there should be three variables. Now consider first bracket x1 star x2. Now for this bracket, which one is missing? Which term? कोणती टर्म ऍड करावी लागेल?
x3.
x3, correct. That's why we have added here as x1 star x2 star x3 XOR x3 complement. Okay. Now next one is XOR operation, that is written here. Again first second term x3 is missing, so x1 star x2 complement star x3 XOR x3 complement. So again here we have added x3 XOR x1 complement star x2. Again for this term x3 is missing, that we have added here as x3 XOR x3 complement. So again we have to apply here distributive law. So first term will be x1 star x2 star x3, that is written over here, XOR x1 star x2 star x3 complement, that is written here. XOR operation, again x1 star x2 complement star x3, that is third term, that is written here. Again XOR operation. After XOR operation, x1 star x2 complement star x3 complement. This is fourth term. Now last one, for this last term also we have to apply distributive law. So x1 complement star x2 star x3, that is written here, XOR x1 complement star x2 star x3 complement, and this is the last term. Check here. Now we got this one in the format of sum of product. Check here. Outside the bracket sum is there. Check. After every bracket sum is there, and inside the bracket product is there. This star operation means what? Product, and this XOR means what? Sum. So now we got this expression into sum of product form. Okay. Up till now it is fine. Now what is the next step? We have to convert this one into binary format. So how we can assign binary numbers? If your variable is in original format, then we have to assign value as 1. If complement is there, then assign value as 0. Now you have to tell me what is the answers for this brackets. For first bracket, what is binary conversion for this first bracket?
111.
Yes,
7.
111, and that is equals to 7. For next one,
1106.
6. Then next
101.
101, and this is for 5. Next one 100, and this is for 4. Again 011, this is for 3. Again 010, this is for 2. So now we got all the minterms. So what is the next step? We have to assign all these, we have to arrange all these minterms in ascending order. That's why minterm of 2 XOR minterm of 3 XOR minterm of 4 XOR minterm of 5 XOR minterm of 6 XOR minterm of 7. This is the correct sequence. And again we can minimize its representation by giving XOR 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the final answer for this second expression. Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So just tell me, can you try for this next question? चुकलं तरी चालते पण तुम्ही स्वतः ट्राय करा. First of all, you have to transform this expression into sum of product form. And then we have to check whether all the terms are there. If not, then we have to add missing terms. So question number C is given as x1 XOR x2 complement star x3. Okay. So here they have given this whole bracket complement. So again, first of all, we have to solve this bracket. Apply this complement over this bracket as x1 complement. Now this XOR becomes XOR चं काय होणार आहे कॉम्प्लिमेंट घेतल्यानंतर
Star.
स्टार ऑपरेशन करेक्ट x1 complement star
Star
x2
operation.
is x2 complement and then x3. Now already this is a min term and it is consist of all three variables. So it is not required to add any new term. So just we have to transform this one into binary format. Binary representation काय होईल?
001.
001 and that is for decimal
001.
number. Yes, and that is for decimal number 1. So here answer is min term of 1 or again we can express this one as XOR 1. So this is the answer. Have you understood how to transform any expression into sum of product form? थोडंसं तुम्हाला
Yes, ma'am.
लॉजिक लावावंच लागेल पण त्याशिवाय पण दुसरा ऑप्शन नाही जोपर्यंत तुम्ही स्वतः सॉल्व्ह करणार नाही तोपर्यंत समजणार नाही Okay. So now we will solve some examples based on it and then we will say remaining points. So here question is given as represent the value of Boolean expression f a comma b comma c is equals to a b complement plus c in the truth table. So we have to represent this one in the format of truth table. Okay. So f of ABC means what? This function or this expression is consist of three variables a, b, c, and we have to find the value of this a, b complement plus c. याची value आपल्याला find out करायची. So how we can represent it? Check here. Again, three variables are there. So we have to take ABC as three variables and then we have to find the value for A, B complement plus C. So again, we have to add one column for B's complement that is written here. Next one for AB complement, A, B complement that is here. And last column is A, B complement plus C. So this will give you the value for this given formula or expression. So again for this A 4 times 0, 4 times 1 because here three variables are there, that's why 2 raised to 3 that is equals to 8 possible values of truth table and then for B 2 zeros, 2 ones, 2 zeros, 2 ones and for C 0 1 0 1 likewise. We have seen this part in unit number 1. If three variables are there, then there are possible 8 combinations of truth values and those are given here. Now B's complement. Complement means what? Again we have to take negation for this column B. The B साठी 0 आहे तर कॉम्प्लिमेंट काय येणार आहे 1 येणार आहे. So again zeros complement 1, zeros complement 1, ones complement 0, ones complement 0. Again here is 0 0. Here we have written 1 1, 1 1, 0 0. So likewise we have find B's complement. Now next one is A B's complement. So here we have to take product of these two columns, A and B's complement. So 0 into 1, answer is 0. 0 into 1, 0. 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. 1, 1. So product is 1. 1, 1. Product is 1. Then 1, 0, 0. 1, 0, 0. So this is the value for A, B's complement. And now we have to take sum of A, B's complement and C. So we have to take sum of these two columns. 0 plus 0, 0. 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. And 1 plus 0, 1. So likewise, we can find the value for any expression using truth table. I think nothing is difficult here because we have solved these kind of problems in unit number 1 itself. Is it fine? समझ your question है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So this question is given, and here we have to find the expression, that is sum of product form or disjunctive normal form using two methods, by using truth table, and second one is given as by using algebraic method. Okay. So question is given as find the disjunctive normal form or sum of product canonical forms of Boolean expressions by truth table method and second one by algebraic method. Okay. So first example I will solve for both the methods, but for second you have to try by yourself. So check here. First example given as f of x comma y comma z, that is equals to x star y XOR y star z complement. So this is the given expression, and we have to convert this one into sum of product form or disjunctive normal form using both the methods. So first we are going to solve this by using truth table. So again consider here this function is consist of three variables x, y, z. That's why our truth table will consist of 8 values x, y, z. Then for x 4 times 1, 4 times 0. For y 2 times 1, 2 times 0. For z 1, 0, 1, 0, like that. Now check here. First term is x star y. X star y. So we have to take product of x and y. For these two columns, we have to take product. Now check here. 1 into 1, 1. 1 into 1, 1. Now 1 into 0, 0. 1 into 0, 0. 0 into 1, 0. 0 into 1, 0. 0 into 0, 0. And for last, again it is 0. So here we have find the value for x star y. Now check here. Again there is one term z complement. So we have to find it z complement. So apply here complement on this column. So 1 becomes 0. 0 becomes 1. 1 becomes 0. 0 becomes 1. So likewise wherever 1 is there, we have to replace it by 0, and wherever 0 is there, we have to replace it by 1. So likewise, we have find z complement. Now we have to take product of these two columns, y and z complement. So 1 into 0, answer is 0. 1 into 1, answer is 1. Then 1 sorry, 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0, again 1 into 0, 0, 1 into 1, that is 1, and 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0. So for this column, just we got two ones here and here. And now we can find the value for this whole expression as x star y XOR y star z complement. Okay. XOR means what? We have to take addition of these two columns. This one and this one. So 1 plus 0, it is 1. 1 plus 1, it is 1. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 0, 0. Okay. Now we got the value for this final column. Now we have to search in this final column wherever we have got 1 value as 1. So 1 we have got here at the first row, second row, and then this row. Which one is this? I think this one is 6th row. So 3 ones are there. So first one we have written here, and now check here for this one. What are the values of x, y, and z? Now for this one, value of x, y, and z are 1, 1, 1. So 1 is what? That variable is in its original form. So we can express this one as minterm x star y star z. Why we have not taken complement of any variable? Because here we got value for x, y, z as 1. 1 असेल तर original variable consider करायचे. Now check the value for second one. Second one we have written here, and values of x, y, z are 1, 1, 0. Okay. So how we can write minterm x star y star z complement. So why we have taken complement here? Because value of that z is 0. Now check for third one. For this one, values of x, y, z are 0, 1, 0. So again 0 means what? X complement star y star z complement. Now here we got 3 minterms. Okay. Now we have to represent this one into sum of product. Okay. Product we got because inside the bracket product is there. Now just we have to represent into PDNF format as x star y star z XOR x star y star z complement XOR x complement star y star z complement. Now check here whether this one is sum of product form. Is sum is there and product is there. So this is the correct PDNF, or we can say sum of product form of given expression. So this is method to obtain it by using truth table. Have you understood this method? How to apply and how to find PDNF?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this is first method. Now we have to solve it by second method, that is algebraic method. Algebraic means what? Without taking help of truth table. Okay. So here again this star operation is similar to AND operation, and this XOR operation is similar to OR operation. You can consider any of these notations. So here I have taken AND and OR. Okay. So X and Y, or Y and Z complement. So this is given function. Now we have to apply this one to obtain form in sum of product form. Okay. So consider, okay, sum is here, or means what? Sum, and this and means what? Product. Okay. So given expression is in sum of product form. That is fine. Now we have to check whether every bracket is containing all three variables. What is the necessary condition? Every term must consider or must contain three variables x, y, z. Check here. First term is just containing two variables x and y. Second term is containing two variables y and z complement. So now for this first bracket, which term is missing?
Z.
And z, correct. So we have to add it ourselves. So x and y and z or z complement, that we have added here. Or now check for second term, y and z are there. So x is missing. So we have to take and outside the bracket and or inside the bracket. So x or x complement. Now apply distributive law. So x and y and z, this is the first bracket, or x and y and z complement. This is second bracket. Again, this OR operation. So x and y and z complement. This is third bracket, or x complement y and z complement. So this is last bracket. So all the time you have to consider you have arranged all the variables in the correct format. So here that format is x, y, z. प्रत्येक ब्रॅकेट मध्ये असेच व्हेरिएबल पाहिजे x, y, z. Check here, x, y, z, x, y, z is. That format is maintained here. Now check whether there is any term which is repeated is. So this underlying term is repeated, x and y and z complement. Again x and y and z complement. So we have to consider these terms once, and that is written here. So first term is x and y and z, or x and y and z complement, or x complement and y and z complement. Okay. Now we will express this one in the format of star and XOR. So this AND operation means what? Star operation. So x star y star z, this is the first term. Or means what? XOR operation. So again x star y star z complement, XOR x complement star y star z complement. Now check here whether we got same answer using both the methods, by using truth table and using algebraic method. Okay. Using this truth table, we got answer as x star y star z. Check here, x star y star z. Again, XOR operation is there. XOR operation is there. Then x star y star z complement, x star y star z complement, then XOR x complement star y star z complement. XOR operation x complement star y complement star z complement. And so by using both the methods we got same result. Have you understood this question? कसं सॉल्व करायचं समजलं का? हॅलो, Yes, what happened? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So take this second example, and for this example, at least try to find value for this one using truth table. Two methods are there, using truth table and using algebraic method. I know that it will be difficult for you to solve it by using algebraic method. So just try to solve it by using truth table. Is it fine? Can you solve it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
find the value for this second one using truth table. कौन है? Hello. Have we solved that example using truth table? Hello. So what answer you got for last column?
All
Yes.
are one.
All are one. No, that is not correct.
No,
Yes. 1100. Okay, that is good.
1100.
Yes, that is correct. So how we can represent it using minterm? Minterm का element 1100. These are the values in last column. So again we have to think about minterms. So wherever we have written 1, we have to see what are the values for x and y. So for this one, value of x is 1, value of y is 1. This what? Value for this is x and y or x star y. Or value for this second one is 1 and 0. Means what? Value for x is 1 and value for this y is 0. 0 means what? Y's complement. So this is DNF for this given expression. So check here how we have solved. This function is consist of two variables. So your truth table will contain 4 combination of truth values. Okay. So first column is for x, second one is for y, next one is for x or y, then x complement, then x complement and y, again x complement and y, this whole bracket complement, and last one complement of these and operation of these two columns. So value for x 1100, value for y 1010, x or y means what? We have to take addition 1111101100. This is same as disjunction operation. Then x complement. Complement means what? 1 should be replaced by 0 and 0 should be replaced by 1. That we have written here. Then x complement and y. X complement and y. So product of these two columns 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. Sorry, 1 1 1 and 0 0 0. Now next one is we have to take complement of this bracket. So या पूर्ण column ची complement घ्यायची. So again 0 should be replaced by 1 and 1 should be replaced by 0. So answer for this one is 1 1 0 1. And now we have to take product of these two columns. So here this one x or y, this is one column, and x complement and y complement, this is another column. So take product of these two. 1 into 1 1, 1 into 1 1, 1 into 0 0, and 0 into 1 0. So these are the values in last column 1 1 0 0. Now check here, wherever we have written 1, we have to find what are the values of x and y. So 1 is written here. For this one, value of x is 1, value of y is 1. So minterm for this one is x star y or x and y. XOR, or we can write OR operation. Now for this second one, value for X and Y, 1 and 0. So again, X and Y's complement. Why we have written here Y's complement? Because corresponding value for Y is 0. So this is the DNF for this given expression, or we can say this is sum of product form for given expression using truth table. Have you understood this first method?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now
Yes, ma'am.
in this second method we have to find it by algebraic method. So for this, again same rules we have to apply. If missing term is there, then we have to add it. So what is that term? What is that function? X complement and Y, this whole bracket complement, and X or Y. So first of all, we have to apply this complement over this bracket. So X complement means what? It is equals to X only, because complement will get cancelled. So X or Y's complement, this is the first term, and X or Y. Now check here, in this both the terms X or this is common, so that we have taken outside the bracket X or, and inside the bracket we can write Y and Y's complement. So value for this one is Y and Y's complement. So if you consider value of Y as 1, so 1 and 0 means what? 1 into 0. So value for this term is 0 only, that we have written here. So it becomes X or 0. So final value for this term is X only. Now for this term, Y is missing because our function is just consist of two terms, X and Y. But here we got only answer as X. So for this X, Y is missing. So we have to add it. So X and Y or Y's complement. So all the time you have to remember that for this sum of product form, and is outside the bracket and or is inside the bracket. So this is the correct sequence. You can't write here or and here as and. So correct sequence is outside the bracket and should be there, and inside the bracket or should be there. Now apply distributive law. X and Y, this is first term, or X and Y's complement. This is second term. So this is the answer we got by using second method. Now check here whether both the answers are correct or same. X and Y, or X and Y's complement. This is second term, and here also X and Y's complement. So using both the methods, we got same answer. So whatever answer we got, that is correct. Have you understood these examples?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just look at this example. Simplify the following Boolean expressions. We have to simplify it. So can you try for this example? Okay. Togetherly we will solve it. So three terms are given here: X complement and Y's complement and Z, or X and Y's complement and Z, or X and Y's complement and Z complement. Okay. So here again we can transform this one into equivalent form. This and will be replaced by XOR, star, and or will be replaced by XOR. हा असाच फॉर्म ठेवला तरी चालते किंवा तुम्ही ह्या दोन ऑपरेशन मध्ये पण तो फॉर्म लिहू शकता. सो आय हॅव रिटन हियर in the form of star and XOR. Okay. Now first one is X complement star Y's complement star Z XOR X into, that is star Y's complement star Z XOR X star Y's complement star Z complement. Okay. Now first term I have kept as it is, XOR operation. Now look at these two terms and we have to check what is common between these two. That is X star Y's complement. This is common. So we have taken this outside the bracket. Now Z XOR Z complement, that is remaining in the bracket. Whatever part is common, that we have taken outside. Now what is the value for Z XOR Z complement? And this is just like 1 plus 0. So answer for this term is 1. That we have written here. Then first part, that is first term, is as it is, XOR X star Y's complement star 1. Now, if you multiply 1 by 1, you will get answer as 1 only, or X into 1, you will get answer as X. So likewise, X star Y's complement star 1. Means what? If you multiply this term by 1, you will get same answer as X star Y's complement. Okay. Now check here. First term we have kept as it is. Now we can write this one as Y complement star X XOR Y complement star X complement star Z. So from this we can come to know that Y's complement is common between these two terms. So that Y's complement we have taken outside the bracket. Y's complement star. Now what is remaining for this first term? X is remaining. XOR X complement star Z. This is for second term. Now Y's complement star. This is here. Now we have to apply here distributive law as X XOR X complement star X XOR Z. So again value for this X XOR X complement. So again 1 plus 0. So value for this term is 1. 1 star X XOR Z. So again if you multiply this term by 1, you will get same term as X XOR Z. So we will get Y complement star X XOR Z. So now again we have to apply distributive law as Y's complement star X. This is first term XOR Y's complement star Z. This is second term. So we can write this one as X star Y's complement XOR Y's complement star Z. So this is the simplified form of given Boolean expression. So likewise, again based on this, they ask question you for 4 marks. Simplify following Boolean expression. So at that time you have to apply distributive law, or you have to take whatever common part is there outside the bracket. Again you have to simplify. Just we have simplified here as Z plus Z complement. This one as 1. Again this term into 1 means what? Again it will give you this term only, because this is multiplication. So if you multiply any variable into 1, you will get that variable only, like y into 1, y, x into 1, x, likewise. So here this is that simplified form. So असे पण क्वेश्चन्स विचारले जातात सिम्प्लिफिकेशनचे, त्यावेळी तुम्हाला हे सॉल्व करता आलं पाहिजे. I know that this is our first lecture based on this, so you will not get all the things right now, but hereafter in the next lecture I am going to give you list of examples, and those examples you have to solve in lecture only, then only you will get. त्याच्या आधी कसं होतं बाबा, थेरी होती ठीक आहे, एक्झाम्पल आहे, इतके पण कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नव्हते, पण हे थोडस कॉम्प्लिकेटेड आहे समजायला. लॉस कुठले यूज केले पाहिजेत किंवा अँड कधी यूज करायचे, ऑर कधी यूज करायचे, सिम्प्लिफाय कसं करायचे, हे तुम्हाला फक्त प्रॅक्टिसने येऊ शकतं. त्यामुळे तुम्हाला एक्झाम्पल सॉल्व्ह करावी लागतील. समजले का हे एक्झाम्पल?
Ma'am, can you repeat us from distributive law?
Distributive law. Okay.
From the
Whole example or only this step?
only the step.
So check here. What we have written here? Y's complement star x. This is our first term. XOR y's complement star x complement star z. Now look at these two terms. What is common? Y's complement is common. So that part we have taken outside. Y's complement star. Now from this first term, x is remaining, that we have written here. XOR from this second term, x complement star z is remaining, that we have written here. Just जो काही कॉमन पार्ट आहे तो आपण आउटसाइड मध्ये घेतला, ब्रॅकेटच्या आउटसाइडला. And now we have to apply distributive law. So y's complement star, here we can apply distributive law because we have to apply this XOR operation over this bracket. So how we can write it? X XOR x complement star x XOR z. So this is a distributive law. जिथं आपण distributive म्हणजे काय? जी छोटी टर्म आहे ती मोठी करतो त्याला म्हणायचं डिस्ट्रीब्युटिव्ह लॉ. आता इथे बघा XOR बाहेर होतं ना ब्रॅकेटच्या, जर मल्टिप्लिकेशन घ्यायचं म्हटलं तर काय ना, x XOR x complement, this will be your first term, star operation x XOR z, this is second operation. म्हणजे आपण काय केलं ते डिस्ट्रीब्यूट केलं ऑपरेशन. That's why this is called as distributive law. समजलं?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think this much is enough today. This is regarding PDNF, that is Principal Disjunctive Normal Form, and this is also called as Sum of Product Term. The sum of product असेल तर त्याच्याबरोबर associated term कुठली आहे? Min term. Min term means what? आपण बघितले मिनटर्म म्हणजे काय असतं, ब्रॅकेट मध्ये स्टार ऑपरेशन असणार, म्हणजे प्रत्येक टर्म, प्रत्येक व्हेरिएबल त्या टर्मचा हा कनेक्टेड कशाने असणार आहे? स्टार ऑपरेशन. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज सम ऑफ प्रोडक्ट, बिकॉज दिस इज सम and this is product. So again this product means what? It is a minterm. So all the minterms, that is all the variables of that minterm are connected by star operation. So likewise we have to say what is PCNF, that is principal conjunctive normal form, and term associated with it, that is max term. So there are many similarities between these two forms. So that PCNF we are going to see in the next lecture. So have you understood today's part? आज जे बघितलं ते समजले का?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Give me presenting. Roll number 1. Roll number 1. 2.
Yes, ma'am.
3.
Yes, ma'am.
Roll number 1 and 2 are present. Okay. Roll number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 4.
Yes, ma'am.
5. 6. 7. 8,
Yes, ma'am.
9,
Yes, ma'am.
10,
Present, ma'am.
11,
Yes, ma'am.
12, 13, 14,
Yes, ma'am.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
Present, ma'am.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
Yes, ma'am.
26, 27,
Present, ma'am.
28, 28 is present. Okay, 29. Okay, 30, 31, 32,
Present, ma'am.
33,
Present, ma'am.
34, 35,
Present, ma'am.
36,
Present, ma'am.
37,
Present.
38,
Present, ma'am.
39,
Yes, ma'am.
40, 41, 42, 43, 44,
Present, ma'am.
45, 46,
Yes, ma'am.
47, 48, 49, 50,
Present, ma'am.
51, 52,
Present, ma'am.
51%. Okay. 52, 53, 54, present. Okay. 55, 56, 57,
Yes, ma'am.
58, 57%. 58, 59, 60, doesn't. 61, 62, 63,
Present, ma'am.
64, 65, 66, present. 67, 68,
Yes, ma'am.
69, 70, 'Okay. Check for absent numbers. Roll number 5, 6, 7, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22, 23, 24, 26, 34, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 47, 48, 49, 50, 53, 55, 56, 58, 59, 61, 62, 64, 65, 67, 69 and 70.
Ma'am, 26.
26. Okay. So today we will stop here. Thank you.